Good morning. My name is Bob Boyd, and it's my pleasure to serve as your liturgist this morning, assisting the Reverend George Grimm-Howell. And we are joined this morning by Pastoral Care Person Sharon Morgan. Thank you. And Jennifer Husky will be leading the songs this morning. Whether you're here with us in person or watching on the internet, you're welcome to Eliot Unitarian Chapel. We are an intentionally diverse, liberal religious community striving to achieve the goal of beloved community. No matter where you are in your faith journey, no matter what your financial circumstances might be, no matter your ethnicity, no matter your gender presentation, no matter whom you love, you are welcome here. Our core values are freedom, reason, respect, and love. We hope if you are new this morning that you will find something here that speaks to your needs and that you will be called to come back and be with us again. If you are new this morning or new-ish, we invite you especially to join us after the service for our Unitarian sacrament of coffee and conversation. Come forward in the church, exit to your right, and follow the married in into Adams Hall, our fellowship hall. If you are new again or newish, or if you just want somebody to talk to, choose a blue coffee cup, and we'll make a special effort to include you in the conversation. And for those of you who are not new, who will be drinking from white coffee cups, please look around for blue coffee cups and try to make them feel welcome too. George Grimm-Howell is a graduate of the United Theological Seminary in St. Paul, Minnesota, current member of First Unitarian Church. He's served congregations in Columbia and Jefferson City with a particular focus on socially conscious art and themes of relationship and inclusion. He will be ordained this afternoon in St. Louis.
Good morning. It is good to be with you. We'll have our chalice lighting. Come into this flame of love and justice. Come into this place of sanctuary, this place of new beginnings. Come, you who are lost and lonely, you who hunger for wholeness, you who long for the arms of beloved community, to hold you close, to hold your fears, to hold your heart. Come, you who long to hear the words, you are welcome, you are perfect, you are loved, you are real. Please rise in body or spirit and join in our opening hymn, number 95, There Is More Love Somewhere.
Would you join me now in the unison reading of our congregational covenant, which you will find in your order of service? As we say, as a free congregation, we promise to love one another, our mutual trust and support, to create beloved community. We promise to be kinder to each other than we have to be, to listen fully to each other with an open mind and heart, to speak respectfully and respectfully, to find ways to improve our church for all members and friends. Now would you join me in welcoming board member Sarah Fleming, who's going to talk a little bit about the upcoming election.
Hi, friends. So, next Sunday is the ministerial vote. Really exciting time. So, I just wanted to go over some of the details. Hopefully, you've seen the communications about the ways to vote, that there are 3 ways that we can vote: in person, by proxy, or online. So, if you're going to be voting in person, it will be in this room next Sunday. After the second service, everyone will leave the sanctuary. There will be sandwiches and snacks in Adams Hall provided by the search team. So everyone can go in there for a little bit. And then probably around 12:30, depending on how long service runs, people can start coming back into the sanctuary. We'll have a table set up out here to check everyone in so we can verify membership and whatnot. So members will be given a little strip of paper, and that will be your ballot. That's how you'll vote. Non-members are welcome to attend. You just won't get to cast a vote. So that's in person. If you can't attend in person, but you would like to designate someone to vote on your behalf, you just need to fill out a proxy form. The form is available in the weekly email that's come out the last couple weeks. There are also some copies printed in Adams Hall. And if you have trouble finding one, just email the board and we can get you one. Once you've completed the form, just if you have a way to scan it, or just take a picture of it and email it to the board, and we need those by Thursday, February 29th. Online, so if you can't attend in person, but you can attend on Zoom, we will send out a Zoom link a few days before the vote. But there are a few things we ask of you if you plan to attend by Zoom. First, we want it to be members only. We want to keep it as easy on the proctors as possible, so please only attend if you're a member. Also try to log in early so that we can check everybody in and verify membership. Also, we would like for you to make sure the way your name appears on Zoom matches your actual name. Sometimes it's a person's phone number or their kid's name or a nickname or something, just so we can verify membership easily. Please make sure it's your real name. And if you have more than one person voting on the Zoom, you can just keep it one person's name or both, but we'll just verify as we check everyone in. Also, try to know where your chat feature is on your Zoom account. That's how we're going to be casting a vote. So for most people, it's just in that little toolbar at the bottom, there's chat. If you don't see it there, chances are there's 3 little dots. Click there for more options. It should be in there. But we'd like everybody to work that out ahead of time so that we're not fielding IT situations during this meeting. So try to look over that in the next couple days, and if you have any trouble with it, reach out to the board, or I'm sure the Geek Squad would be happy to help also. So on voting day, we will have a brief time for questions and comments, but really, if you have any questions or comments, that should be happening during all the meetings that Krista's been holding over the past couple weeks. And there is another opportunity to meet with her. There is a Zoom on Tuesday at both 6 and 7. So if you have any last-minute questions, concerns, comments, try to register for that, because on voting day, we'd really like to just be voting. We will have yes and no boxes set up. We will file one by one. Everyone will cast their vote that way. Once all the in-person votes have been cast and the online votes have been cast, board members will go off, tally them, count them all up, and then go talk to Reverend Krista. She will be off in the wings somewhere. Once we have spoken with Reverend Krista, we'll come back in the sanctuary and announce the outcome. So I just kind of wanted to give everybody an overview of what that day is going to look like. If you have any other questions, board members will be around after service today, so just let us know. Thank you.
So I now invite all those who are young and young at heart who would like to come down for the story. We're going to have a story about elephants. And I don't want to sit down here all by myself. Oops, these are connected. Yes, please. All right. And get where you can see the book. All right. So good to see all of you. My name is George. Very happy to meet you all. All right. We are going to talk about a very large animal. Can you think of a large animal? Elephants. I already mentioned elephants, didn't I? I gave you a hint. This is a book called The Elephants Come Home, and it's written by Kim Tomsick and illustrated, these beautiful pictures, by Hadley Hooper. All right. So let's meet our characters. This is Lawrence. He loves animals. And this is Francoise. She loves Lawrence. And this, can you see the little dog? This is Max. I guess Max loves everybody. And this is Tula Tula. This is a farmhouse, a garden, a swimming pool, and 11,000 acres of African bush, savanna, and forest. Tula Tula. Around Tula Tula stretched miles and miles of fences, and the rhinos can splash in the river, and the impala and the Cape buffalo and the zebra can graze on the savanna. Even the crocodiles at Guala Guala Dam can swim in peace. And by the way, I forgot to tell you, this is a true story. This is based on things that really happened. Isn't that cool? So Lawrence and Francoise, they loved animals so much. When spitting snakes crept into the farmhouse kitchen, Lawrence just used a soft broom to gently scoot them outside. And when bark spiders weave webs between the patio furniture, Francoise tiptoes around them. And when the monkeys steal cheese from Francoise and treats from Max, the dog, well, it's a monkey's job to find food. So nobody scolds them. Now, one day, a lady telephones. Lawrence, she says, will you adopt a herd of angry elephants? Angry? Lawrence asks. Yes, they've been bullied and hunted, the lady says, and now they roar at the rangers and they crush our fences. Folks are frightened the herd will stampede right through town. The village chief says it's a matter of safety. The herd must leave or be shot. Lawrence has never taken care of elephants, but he says, what do you think he says? Yes, he says, yes, they may come to Tula Tula. So, to prepare for their arrival, he builds a boma, which is a wide corral with a strong fence where the elephants can live while they get in tune with their new home. He repairs broken spots in the outer fence, and then he posts signs reminding the neighboring Zulu villagers, no hunting. Meanwhile, the elephants ride in a trailer. They go past sycamore figs and acacia trees, beyond the Umfolozi swamp and along the Seleni River. They bump over 1, 2, 3 railway tracks and then down a dirt path where there is a sign that points the way to Tula Tula. The elephants come. And down the ramp stomps the herd's leader, Nana, and then little Mandala and big Frankie. and 4 others. They look at the unfamiliar farmhouse, its swimming pool, and the boma. They look at the strangers, Lawrence and Francoise, and the rangers. Right away, the elephants pound their hooves and stomp angrily. "They're naughty," said the rangers. "They're nervous," Lawrence says. "Wouldn't you be if you moved far away from your home?" Everyone holds a breath and waits. Finally, the elephants calm their noises and they tromp into the boma. Now that night, while Lawrence and Francoise slept, Nana and Frankie heaved their heads against a giant tambote tree. They push and they shove until the tree topples over and smashes the boma fence. The elephants bulldoze forward and use their bodies to break the outer fence. Crash! The herd marches out of Tula Tula. Oh no. At sunrise, a worker cries, "The elephants are gone!" Oh no. Lawrence looks for the herd by the Saleni River, and Francoise and Max look by the Guala Guala Dam. And word spreads, and others look for them too. Hunters. Danger waits for the elephants outside the safety of Tula Tula. Lawrence's friend Peter has a helicopter and searches the thick jungle from the sky. And that worked. Eureka! He spots the elephants in a grove of acacia trees. See him right here? Still, the emergency isn't over. He has to convince the elephants to turn around fast. They are walking closer and closer to dangerous territory. Peter zooms close to the elephants over and over again, trying to herd them away. The elephants are unimpressed. But finally, inch by inch, the elephants turn back to Tula Tula. Back in the boma, the elephants bellow and throw dust and flatten their ears. "They're dangerous," said the rangers. "They're sad," says Francoise. "They're still scared," says Lawrence. Can you see the fence right here? It's kind of hard to see. This is the boma fence. So the herd approaches the repaired boma fence, ready to knock it down again. But Lawrence stands in front of them. See? "Nana," Lawrence says, "please don't go. If you leave, your baby and your herd will be hurt." And Nana curls her trunk and lifts her ears. "Maybe you're worried about this new home and tired from the journey," Lawrence says. "But if you rest, I'll take care of you. I will live with you day by day and camp with you night by night. I will stay with you and you will not be alone." Nana meets Lawrence's eyes for a moment, and then she turns away from the fence and leads the herd into the boma's brush. The elephants stay. Lawrence builds a tent, and he and Max camp by the boma. He sings to the elephants during the day and tells them stories at night. And soon, the elephants' cranky behavior changes to ear flopping and head waggling and trumpeting. "What does it mean?" Francoise asks. "They're happy," Lawrence says. They are happy because they are home. So thank you for your kind attention to the story. What does the story tell you? Is it important to have a safe place? Do people sometimes need a safe place too? That's wonderful. Well, let us sing you off to your classes. Please join me in a spirit of prayer and mindful attention as we hear these words from the Reverend Julian Jamaica Ninan Soto. Our friend, our creator and source, we come to you with words of grief, but also silent rage. We know that you have made us and called us. We are trans and we are holy. We are intersex and we are sacred. We are gender diverse and we are divine. We know that justice is always on the side of the oppressed. Stay on our side now. Call your people to this place. Remind them that love is more than saying. Love is being and doing. This government may try to find ways to outlaw our existence. Help us to lift up that higher law, the truth that each and all of us exist as a complete expression of humanity. And help us both to heal and to rise. A people marked by difference, but chosen by ourselves and each other to be known, to be recognized, beloved and belonging, Unitarian Universalists. We are trans and we are holy. We are intersex and we are sacred. We are gender diverse and we are divine. For all these things we give thanks and say, Amen. I invite you to join us in our meditative hymn, Spirit of Life, number 123.
We are sharing the offering this morning with Metropolitan Congregations United. MCU puts faith into action by developing leaders who move their congregations, organizations, and communities to change public policy for the common good. Please be generous. The offering will now be gratefully received. Join me, please, in the unison words of dedication. You'll find them in the ordinances. The word of prayer. We dedicate our lives, and these are our offerings. I think I'm going to start a rock band called The Unimpressed Elephants. This morning's reading is by Andrew Lippa. It's from a song lyric from a musical called San Francisco. The song is called San Francisco. It's the musical heart of an oratorio about Harvey Milk called I Am Harvey Milk. In this moving choral and orchestral work, the composer captures the nervous anticipation of Midwestern queer folks arriving for the first time in the city by the bay and glimpsing the Golden Gate. Tell me where to go. Tell me what to do. I don't know a thing. I don't know a soul. Gotta get away. No one understands. Where do I belong? I need to run from this Iowa town, vanish before they start pulling me down, someplace that's better, no matter the cost. Someplace where I can be found and be lost. Someplace that gets me. Someplace that lets me be me, just me. San Francisco, I'm calling. I'm hoping you'll hold me secure in your arms. San Francisco, I have no one. So I'm hoping you'll hold me. And I'm hoping you'll help me. San Francisco, I'm broken. But you welcome the broken to come and to heal. San Francisco, be my lover. Make me real. I am lonely and tired and frightened, but you surround me, and I'm wanted and welcome and perfect with you around me. City by the bay, let me hear you say you love me. Love me. San Francisco, I'm calling. I'm hoping you'll hold me secure in your arms. San Francisco, I have no one, so I'm hoping you'll hold me, and I'm hoping you'll help me. San Francisco, I'm broken, but you welcome the broken to come and heal. San Francisco, be my lover. Make me real. Here ends the reading.
Thank you so much. That was beautiful. Well, good morning once again. It's good to be with you, and it's good to be welcomed into the care of this community. And what an honor it is to be in this beautiful, historic sanctuary once again, and to celebrate the deep ties among our St. Louis congregations. In the light of our flaming chalice, we gather here to hold sacred space together. We gather to create sanctuary, this spiritual home where our hearts, our souls, our bodies of all ages and genders and abilities experience the sacred together. Sanctuary. For religious peoples across millennia, sanctuary has meant a sacred place that is set apart from the everyday world. Sanctuaries have often been situated in exclusive locations, on top of a hill or at the center of a city. In more ancient traditions, the sanctuary was the holy of holies, the very dwelling place of divinity that was tended exclusively by high priests who interceded with the gods on behalf of us mere mortals. Even UUs of old described our faith as a beacon on a hill. But even amid the beautiful architecture that holds our hopes in this place this morning, we are called in our Unitarian Universalist tradition to strive toward a different kind of sanctuary. A kind of sanctuary that descends from the lofty perches. A kind of sanctuary that carries the good news of liberation down into the valleys, into the highways and byways, and into real life human communities. The locus of the holy for us dwells in each of our hearts, accessible to each and all who choose to celebrate life and seek justice together. Even here in this well-loved sanctuary, the locus of the holy is not up here in the pulpit. It's not here on the chancel. Look around. Look around. The holy dwells in your beautiful faces. Let us look on one another. Let us feel one another's sacred presence, a presence that moves with us out into the world. You know, the COVID-19 pandemic, it taught us a lot, didn't it? And one of those lessons was that sanctuary can be anywhere. A Zoom room, a church parking lot, a park, or a community center. So our sacred work becomes mobile. It moves out into the community, bearing witness to suffering and injustice on the front lines. Like the ancient Israelites wandering in the wilderness, we take our sanctuary with us everywhere we go. We, dear Unitarian Universalists, are the sanctuary. It's not the beacon on the hill. Your lives, your commitments, your compassion are the beacon that calls the suffering to safety. And there are so many suffering right now. In this month of February, when many UU churches are exploring themes of justice and equity, we are called to open our eyes to the threats to bodily autonomy and the attacks on LGBTQ plus rights that loom all around us. According to the American Civil Liberties Union, in fact, we are living in and surrounded by states that are proposing or advancing anti-LGBTQ bills of some kind in state legislatures. More than 16 bills each in Missouri, Oklahoma, and Iowa. More than 10 in Kansas, and a handful even in Illinois. So during this time of outright assaults on queer, trans, and non-binary folks, not to mention reproductive freedom, the question that lies before us is, are we truly willing to be a welcoming sanctuary for those who are marginalized, excluded, and threatened? Your answer to that question may save a life. And that life may even be your own. One can define sanctuary in so many ways, but here's what it means to me. Sanctuary is a place of safety because it's a place where the hard rules of the white man-made world are suspended. This safe harbor is the place where the lion lies down with the lamb. No hunting. It's a place where the old rules are wiped away and we can experiment with a new order that centers love. A new order that gives people not hell, but hope. The words that inspired this sermon, as you now know, are from the song San Francisco by Andrew Lippa, which Bob read a few moments ago. I first sang this song as a new member of the Gateway Men's Chorus here in St. Louis. We had joined forces with the Heartland Men's Chorus in Kansas City to give a special performance of Lipa's oratorio, I Am Harvey Milk. And many of us had tears in our eyes as we sang those words that Bob read. I am lonely and tired and frightened, but you surround me. I'm wanted and welcome and perfect with you around me. City by the bay, let me hear you say you love me. Love me. In these words, we hear the longing. We hear the deep and aching need for sanctuary. Even those singers who had never laid eyes on San Francisco, California, understood in their bones the meaning of San Francisco. It's a life-giving sanctuary for LGBTQ people. So where is your San Francisco? Your refuge, your city by the bay? It may be the gateway city on the Mississippi. It may be Tula Tula. Queer folks who have felt like ghosts in their homes or communities of origins, shadows of their full selves, not fully, truly seen. They can find refuge among us. That's what sanctuary, what true welcome feels like. I know something about living like a ghost. I embraced a life in the UU Church for 20 years as a deeply closeted queer man. And prior to that fateful day when I finally released my terrified and exhausted heart into the world, I was a disembodied, wandering spirit. Beloved community, I had asked, was it actually possible that you would call me into sanctuary? Call me home. Call me into a full flesh and blood existence. San Francisco, I have no one. So I'm hoping you'll hold me. I'm hoping you'll help me. San Francisco, I am broken. But you welcome the broken to come and to heal. San Francisco, be my lover. Make me real. Make me real. My home congregation in St. Louis, I'm proud to say, answered my call, and alongside my family held me in their arms through the turmoil and pain of coming out. And the loving support of my faith community allowed me at last to bridge my outer world and my inner world. In Lipa's words, you made me real. And the good news is that I'm not the only one whose life has been transformed in life-giving UU spaces. This is what we do. This is what we do. When queer and other marginalized folks find sanctuary in Unitarian Universalism, the suspension of those hard rules of the world is grace. It gives us space to begin unpacking all the weight of heteronormative patriarchal definitions of identity, and marriage, and sexuality, and gender. Each stone lifted lightens our step and gives us wings. And for me, once made real, I could authentically respond to the call of ministry, to the call of love, the call to heal. Our sanctuaries, both our physical spaces and in our hearts that travel out into the world, are laboratories for liberation. They are places where we can make each other real, where we can give each other space to live authentically and with whole hearts. Because maybe if it can start here, it can start to happen out there, where the hurt and the fear and the desperation for survival is so real right now. We rightly cherish those words, inherent worth and dignity, don't we? A bedrock principle for Unitarian Universalists. And yet we know deep in our guts that fully realizing inherent worth and dignity is an aspiration, a vision that can only be made real with our solemn commitment to the ongoing work of liberation. Our work to create sanctuary is imperfect. Sometimes those hard rules of the white man-made world find their way into UU spaces. How could they not? It's the water we swim in or drown in out there in our culture, and it clings to us. And this is why we have inner work to do too. Examining our own hearts and minds, holding others in our congregation as they struggle to come to new awareness. If sanctuary is the sacred place where we must be free from the hard rules of the world, then our work, first and foremost, is internal vigilance. We are called to do our best to leave those hard rules outside our sanctuaries. Dear ones, this is not just about waving rainbow banners, although that is amazing. Leaving the world outside our sanctuaries is a lot riskier than that. But the anxiety within many of our congregations is real. If queer folks set the agendas in our churches, will we become the gay church? Yes, I've actually heard Unitarian Universalists asking that out loud. Do we really have to change? Isn't tolerance enough? What does the call of true sanctuary demand of each of us? I say it calls us to practice radical welcome. And radical means roots and all. Radical welcome invites us into the deepest spiritual practice there is, the practice that examines everything, right down to our very assumptions about what it means to live free in our own bodies. It's a practice that allows us to let go of those heavy stones we're carrying in our pockets and in our souls. We can create a sense of safety for trans and non-binary folks by offering our preferred pronouns. And I forgot to do that this morning. My name is George Grimm-Howell. I use he, him pronouns. We can seek justice for queer people of color who suffer multiple harms. And we can affirm queer relationships by suspending old assumptions when we greet newcomers. We can invite drag queens to read stories to our children and to live out loud in our worship spaces. We actually did that in Columbia last September. And we could celebrate LGBTQ plus people in UU ministry and in positions of congregational and associational leadership. And most of all, we can take our beloved sanctuary out into the public square by fighting against ongoing legislative atrocities that would harm our queer siblings. The road is long, but there is joy too. Joy too in a wider, rainbow-colored community that thrives in its diversity. So let us continue to participate boldly and loudly in our local pride festivals, bearing witness to life-giving love. And let us continue to invest our time and resources in community partnerships and know that you are saving lives. Sanctuary has to start somewhere. Let us write our own song of freedom here in this historic sanctuary, and also in the sanctuary that travels with us in our hearts. Let us hold a hurting world secure in our arms and welcome those whose society has broken to come and to heal. Let us love them and make them real. Amen and blessed be. I invite you to rise in body or spirit and join in our closing hymn, number 131, Love Will Guide Us. In the words of Frederick E. Gillis, beloved, may the love which overcomes all differences, which heals all wounds, which puts to flight all fears, which reconciles all who are separated, be in us and among us, and in this sacred sanctuary, now and always. Amen, and go in peace.